When the Ironman race began in 1978 on the shores of Oahu's Waikiki Beach, each of the racers received a really simple set of instructions. The first instruction, swim 2.4 miles, bike 112 miles, run 26.2 miles, and then brag for the rest of your life. I've had the great pleasure of competing in 3 Ironman World Championships in Kona, Hawaii, and today I'm bringing my story to Founders Peak and the Singapore FinTech Festival. I want to share 5 lessons that I've taken from Ironman and from sports in general that all kinds of leaders, founders like you, entrepreneurs, business leaders can use as we all strive to build world-class businesses. These lessons have guided me personally as I've led a team that has built one of the most successful insurtechs in the world in just 4 years, bolttech. I've been into sports as long as I can personally remember, and I admit that I've sought out just about every tough physical challenge possible, especially in the endurance space. And in the same way, building businesses and managing businesses has always really fascinated me. I love the intellectual challenge. I love the strategy, the competition, and I also really love the teamwork. Now, I admit that for many people, the office couldn't possibly seem further away from riding in an Ironman race tucked deep into your most aerodynamic form while you're sitting on your expensive Ironman triathlon bike riding down a hill at 40 miles per hour with 30-mile-per-hour gusts flashing at you one way or the other trying to push you off course, or could it? Now, I do have to admit to you that you're going to get a little bit of dose of die-hard Philadelphia from me. I am, in fact, a Philadelphia Eagles fan, the best team in American football. Now, I've been known to try to teach the Eagles fight song to groups of people like you here in Asia, even when they've never, ever seen a game of American football. I promise you I won't do that to you, but let me just say, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. This is a picture of the way that my brothers and I go to games back in Philadelphia. And it has 2 really important meanings for me. The first is the message. Get on board, it unites us. The second thing is, yes, if you look closely, you will see 3 figures on the side of that bus, and the middle one is me. So it's going to give you a little bit of a sense of the passion that my brothers and I bring for this wonderful sports team. And so it is my love for the Philadelphia Eagles that has inspired the way that I want to share my thoughts with you here today. So I'm going to theme today's lesson on E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. So let's get started. What is the E? Enduring vision. I just showed you the side of the bus where the side of the bus says, get on board, it unites us. A shared vision unites people. It's that simple. If you stay true to your vision and you don't waver, I'm 100% confident that you can be successful in everything. Now, one of the amazing things about racing in the Ironman itself is the intensity and the energy of the crowd. It's really cool. They're all rooting together for all of the competitors, and it's pretty neat. High fives, it's sort of a party atmosphere, and you can actually get a sense of unity amongst these thousands of spectators who don't know one another at all as they're willing the competitors across the finish line. And it's this unity that we can also use in business. Bringing teams together behind a shared purpose, expressed, I think, in your unwavering vision, a vision that can endure, a vision that will stand the test of time. One of my favorite books in the world is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. For those of you who have read this, habit number 2 is begin with the end in mind. It stresses the importance of knowing where you're going before you get started. From the very beginning at bolttech, we've grown into the most internationally scaled insurtech in the world. But we did that making sure that we never lost track of our vision and our mission. These have been constant reminders for us about everything that we're here for and what we stand for. So although many things have changed in the 4 years since we began our journey, this vision has guided us through all the great successes that we've had thus far in our lives. So what is the A? The A is all about the team. It's an amazing team. So you might think that an Ironman is an individual sport, but I can assure you that you have to have a great team alongside of you the entire way. You need your friends who will give you the energy and the confidence to race. You also need your trainer who's going to get you into the proper physical condition and actually kick your butt if you're not working hard enough. You need medical experts who you trust and who have the experience. You need your peers so you actually have someone who you can race against on race day. And maybe most of all for me, I needed my wife who gives me the peace of mind that makes sure that I'm actually ready to succeed. So everyone plays a unique role. The same exact point is true for every founder. When you're a founder, you need to assemble the right team for the job. You need the amazing team. It does not mean assembling a set of individual geniuses who will work independently. It's really about assembling an entire amazing team. So there's a great coach in American football, and this great coach had this saying. He said, I don't have the best 11 players on my team. I have the best team of 11 players. I love that. What it's saying is that team is more important than individual excellence. These are the leaders of bolttech, many of whom are here with us today. Thank you for joining. And one of the lessons that I've learned about putting this team together is that you need the right diversity and you need the chemistry, the ability to come together and make the magic happen. That is the secret sauce. G, good to great. I believe in maximizing, raising the bar and maximizing, going from good to great. If we keep really high expectations of ourselves, we can be great. So an Ironman's about pushing yourself to your limits and beyond, and your commitment to being the best that you can be. Anyone can run a marathon. And you can even put these 3 events together and you can race in an Ironman. But you can raise the bar and you can race in the Ironman World Championship. Or if you want, you could just launch an insurtech during the middle of a global pandemic. They're both interesting ways to raise the bar. Our mission at bolttech has always been big. We want to be the leader in the things that we do. We want to think big, and we try to be as brave as possible. This is one of my favorite images. It's an iceberg. So it's relevant in more than one way. I sound like I'm coming from heaven. It's relevant in more than one way. In a few weeks, I'll be running a marathon in Antarctica with a number of my bolttech colleagues and my wife. Together, we're planning to be ready for whatever challenges the environment can throw at us. But what else does the iceberg represent? The tip of the iceberg is all the things that you already know about your potential. It's what you've achieved, your knowledge, your skills. Usually these things are really good. What's interesting is the things that are below the surface that you've not even gotten to. If you know anything about an iceberg, 90% of the iceberg sits below the water surface. So the submerged part is your full potential. It's all of the things that you're capable of achieving that you haven't yet achieved. This is your great. L is long lasting. So let me say that hard work trumps talent. I have one possession that might be the most expensive thing that I've ever earned, and it's this necklace that I'm wearing today. It's my Ironman World Championship necklace. It cost me thousands of hours to earn this thing, and these hours are no joke. So to compete in the Ironman, you've got to be mentally tough. You start your race in the dark, you finish your race in the dark. For me, it takes 13 hours to get this done. You need endurance, but you've got to understand that your physical ability comes second to your ability to outlast things, to become the last man standing. So this is my first big Ironman moment. In this photo, I'm almost in tears. It's the emotion, it's everything you've got, the extreme sense of pride that get you to the finish line. So I felt the exact same sense of pride when at bolttech, we've been able to achieve some of the great things that we've done. Whether it was leading the largest Series A fundraising round in the history of the world for an insurtech just in September of 2023, or last month when we won Insurtech of the Year award in 2 different continents, North America and Europe, within a week of one another. These are the things that are really awesome. E, embrace your fears. The thing I can say to you about embracing your fears is that, to me, this is probably the most important lesson learned. Do you fight or do you have flight? And I think for the founders in this room, it's fight each and every time. The only way that we're going to get better is if we face our challenges head on. So it's inevitable that you're going to face things where sometimes you feel like, hey, I can't do this any longer, or hey, this isn't going to be successful, or the things that might fail. This is the start line for the Ironman in 2015. Take a look at all those people there. I had actually never swum 2.4 miles in the open water before, and I had never gotten into the water with 1,000 other race participants at the exact same time. My secret is I'm a horrible swimmer, and I was terrified. But what I can say to you is I didn't let the fear of drowning stop me. Instead, I taught myself how not to drown. So what I'm thinking as I'm going through this is I'm thinking that, hey, this is the shortest part of the race. Just get done and get on to your big strengths, which are biking and running. That brings me to the last thought that I have to you is, if you're able to succeed in fighting off all of your fears, and you bring all of these lessons from Eagles together, the sky is the limit. And so I often hear people who say, hey, I'm worried that I don't have the experience to do this. I was a 50-some-year-old guy who had just moved to Asia, starting a company. I had never started a company before. You can do the exact same, because everything in our life has a first. And so what I've learned is that if you embrace your fears, you can get through these things. So an enduring vision, an amazing team, going from good to great, bringing the best version of yourself, embracing your fears, being long-lasting, all of these things, if you do them, then the sky's the limit. So my final comment to you is, get on board. It unites us. Be like the guys driving down to the game on the big race day. But whatever you do, don't forget to enjoy the ride. Thank you.